Trigonometry is a branch of mathematics that studies the side length and their angle of a triangle defined by 6 trigonometric functions. Trigonometry is so powerful that you can solve a physics problem using trigonometry. In fact, you can find the distance between me and even the sun. All you need a coin. With the coin, you can even find the diameter of the sun. Let me see whether I have a coin. No, I don't have a coin, so let me go outside to get a coin. Excuse me, driver, can you please give me a coin? Because I need a coin to find the diameter of the sun. Well, thank you for the coin. All right, now I'm gonna hold this coin in a way I block the sun, so I'll be able to find the diameter of the sun by using trigonometry. Consider this triangle. Trigonometry, the study of trigonometry starts with the triangle. What do you notice? I'm gonna give you a few seconds to write down everything you notice. So you notice a few things. What are these few things you notice? Of course, you notice the angle A, B, and of course C, and their side length. And you of course notice their side length. All right. Their relationship defined by 6 trigonometric function. Now you probably think, how am I going to remember 6 trigonometric identities? Well, there is a way to remember it. We call SOHCAHTOA. All right. So let's start with sine theta. So what is sine theta? Sine theta. By the way, what is theta? Theta is an angle. When two lines meet with each other, it creates angle. All right, and there is a name of the angle, and that is theta. Theta can be represented by two types of unit. One is by degree, other one is by radian. And by the way, what is a radian? You probably think degree. You understand what is degree? When you make one revolution from one point and it come back to the other point, this is 360 degree. Now you probably think, what is radian? All right, so let's create a radius. All right, and this length is, let's say, r. So what if I change the color? If I do change the color, I did not change the size. I still can call it r. What if I lay it down on the circle? If I do lay it down on the circle, yes, I can. All right. So this is still r. And if I connect this to, no problem, I can do that. This is what I call 1 radian, right? And this is 2 radian, and this is 3 radian, and this is, all right, this is 3.14 radian, and 3.14 radian has a name, pi radian. All right, and this one is another pi radian. So then we call it 2 pi radian. Is that right? So 2 pi radian. Now 2 pi radian. Now you probably think, what is the relationship between radian and degree? Well, 2 pi radian is 360 degree. Okay, so what is 1 radian? 1 radian is 360 over 2 pi. So 1 radian is 180 over pi, and 1 degree is pi over 180 radian. Sine theta, S for sine, is equal to O for opposite and H for hypotenuse. All right, so this one is the longest side, and this is called C, or hypotenuse. We are looking everything with respect to A. All right, so this one is opposite. We can call it A, or we can call opposite. This one is adjacent. we can call it B, or we can call it Jason. All right, so if we do draw this triangle again, and if we look everything with respect to this theta, this one is opposite, this one is hypotenuse, is the longest side, and this one is Jason. So let's do cosine theta. So cosine theta is Jason over hypotenuse. All right, now tangent theta. All right, tangent theta is opposite, so opposite over Jason, opposite over Jason. Now we can even call them different name. Why not? All right, opposite is A, so we can call A. All right, hypotenuse is C, we can call C. Jason is B, so we can call it B, and the hypotenuse is C. Opposite A, and Jason is B. All right, now you probably say there are 3 only. Where are other 3? So let's write the other 3. Okay, so now sine, cosecant. So cosecant is reciprocal of sine, so C over A. Secant is reciprocal of cosine, which is C over B. And tangent, the reciprocal of tangent is cotangent, which is B over A. These are the 6 trigonometric identities. Now we're going to use them to solve some problem. So let's say this is 30, 60, 90 degree, and this is 45, 45, 90. What do we know about this special angle? We know this one is x, this one is x, this one is x root 2, this one is 2x, this one is x root 3, and this one is x. Now let's x be 1 here, and let's also x be 1 over here. And before we do that, we're gonna quickly go to the unit circle. This is unit circle. What make it unit circle? All right, radius is 1. We can divide it in 4 quadrant. Okay, this is 0.1, this is 0.2, this is 0.3, this is 0.4, but we can create many more point. But let's start with only 4 point. This one we can call x comma y. However, there is a problem. You can call it x comma y. That's why we're going to call x is cosine theta and y is sine theta. Why you cannot call x and y? Then there is a problem. Then you have to call this one x and y. This is also x and y. This is also x and y. This is also x and y. And now if I ask you give me an x, which one are you going to give me? There are too many. So that's why you're going to call cosine and sine, and you will see how that solves the problem. That solved the problem immediately. So you're going to call it cosine theta, sine theta. Cosine theta, sine theta. What is the theta? Theta is the angle. What is the angle? This angle is 0, because what is the angle of this with respect to the red? 0 degree. So this is a 0 degree, sine is 0 degree. All right, so what is the cosine theta here? So what is this angle with respect to this? 90 degree. So this is 90 degree and this is 90 degree. So what is this one with respect to this? So 180. So cosine 180, sine 180. So what is this one with respect to this? So how do you, it's a good time to tell you how you draw an angle. Is always start from x-axis and counterclockwise. All right, so this one must be cosine theta and sine theta. What is this angle? 270. So this is cosine 270 and this is sine 270. Get it? Now what is cosine 0 degree? 1. What is sine 0 degree? 0. What is cosine 90 degree? 0. And what is sine 90 degree? 1. What is cosine 180 degree? Of course 0. of course negative 1, and sine 180 degree 0, and cosine 270 degree is 0 and negative 1. Now last but not the least, I'm going to divide the first quadrant in 3 angle. I'm going to call 30 degree, I'm going to call 45 degree, and I'm going to call 60 degree, and this is of course 90 degree. All right, this is 1.2.3 point. Okay, so there is a technique I'm going to use to help you. This point I'm going to write 2 over here and 2 over here. This point I'm going to write 2 over here, 2 over here, 2 over here, 2 over here. All right, this is a technique to remember. So I'm going to write 1 2 3 1 2 3, and I will square everything. All right, so what does that mean? That means the cosine 30 degree is square root of 3 over 2, and then sine 30 degree is 1 over 2. Let's verify whether that is true or not. Okay, so how can we verify? We're going to use this one to verify that. Okay, so how would you do that? All right, let's exactly use this one to verify that. I'm going to take this one. All right, I'm gonna copy it, and I'm gonna paste it over here. Okay. All right, so let's write the thing that we did over here. Copy and paste this. All right, so bunch of copy and paste. The life is easy when you do copy and paste things. All right, good. Now, all right, so what is A? What is our A? Our opposite. All right, so opposite, so we're gonna first use this one. So opposite with respect to 30 is x. What is x? 1. All right, and what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is 2x, so 2x times 1 is 2, so 1 over 2. So sine what degree is 1 over 2? Sine 30 degree. Sine 30 degree is 1 over 2. Okay, you're going to see magic in a second. All right, now this one cosine. All right, the cosine Jason. So cosine 30 degree. So cosine 30 degree. So Jason is what? Jason is x square root of 3. X is 1, so square root of 3. All right, hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is 2x. 2x is x is 1, so 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, so sine 30 degree is half. Sine 30 degree is half, and cosine 30 degrees is square root of 2. Cosine 30 degrees is square root of 3 over 2. Magic. Now what I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you the other one, 45 degree, 45 degree, and 90 degree. So let's copy and paste one more time. Okay, and because let's copy and paste it even nicer way. All right, nicer way. Okay, so I'm going to copy and paste it right over here. Okay, let's see what we can accomplish with this. All right, let's put it over here, and let's see the sine 45 degree. Sine 45 degree is opposite x. X is 1. Hypotenuse is x root 2, so square root of 2. By the way, we have to rationalize it. Nobody likes square root on the bottom, so top and bottom we're gonna square root of 2 times square root of 2 is just 2 square root of 2. All right, now we're gonna do this one. So cosine 45 degree. So cosine 45 degree. Okay, all right. So hypotenuse, which is square root of 2, and Jason, which is 1. Again, we get the same thing. Why we are getting the same thing? Because this is 45. What do you expect? Square root of 2 over 2. Now let's see whether we verify, and that's we get the exactly same thing. So I'm gonna copy and paste it, and then I'm gonna put it over here just to see whether it is correct. No, it didn't come. It's fine if it didn't come. We'll try one more time. If it doesn't work, then we give up. All right, so all right, that means it's fine. So cosine 45 degree is a square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, square root of 2 over 2, and sine 45 degree is also square root of 2 over 2 sine. So this is why 45 degree is magic. All right, so when Maradona, I told you this story many times, Maradona used to be able to kick the football or whatever you call it, soccer, with 45 degree angle. That would give you the maximum range. 45 degree give you maximum range is because the x component and y component both has same magnitude. Now I'm gonna show you one final thing, and that is the relationship between the unit circle and the graph of sine. So the unit circle that I show you, this is positive, this is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative. What does that mean? X, both x and y are positive. X is negative, y is positive. X is negative, y is negative. X is positive and y is negative. That's what it is. Now this is 0 comma, this is 1 comma 0, this is this one and this one. So these we already found them. All right, we already found them. 1 2 3, 1 2 3, and this we already found them. This is positive, this is also positive, so these all are positive. So now if we go by 15 degree, now 30 degree, this is 45 degree, this is 60 degree, this is 90 degree, this is 120 degree, this is 135 degree, this is 150 degree, this is 180 degree, and dot 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 dot, this is 360 degree. So we should get a graph like this, and this point gonna come from this unit circle in a very nice way. This is 0.2, this is 0.4, this is 0.6, this is 0.8, and this is 1. All right, this is negative 0.2, this is negative 0.4, this is negative 0.6, this is negative 0.8, and this is of course negative 1. So all right, so there is now 15 degree. This one is the sine 0 degree is 0. Sine 0 degree is 0, and how do we know that? Right here, sine 0 degree is 0. Sine 30 degree is 0.5. Sine 30 degree is 0.5. What is 0.5? 0.5 is right here. So sine 45 degrees is square root of 2 over 2, which is 0.8. So 0.8. And sine 60 degree is square root of 3 of 0.7. This one is 0.7. Sine 45 degree is 0.7. all right, and sine 60 degree is 0.8. all right, and sine 90 degree is 0 comma 1. Sine 90 degree is 1, so sine 90 degree is 1. all right, so then sine 120 degree is 0.8. okay, sine 135 degree is 0.7. Sine 150 degrees 0.5, and sine 180 degrees 0. So now what do you see? You see the magic. All right, you see the magic. This is the sine graph from 0 degree to 180 degree, or 0 radian to pi radian. Is going to be 0 to 360 degree. If you plot it, is going to be just like that, or 0 to 2 pi radian. So this is sine theta and this is theta. These values comes from this unit circle, this comes from geometry, and that is what I show you over here. Now the next few videos I'm gonna help you understand the entire trigonometry. All right, entire trigonometry. It's a 1 hour long video. I'm gonna use the iPad to show you this. So our first problem, find angle theta in the second quadrant if sine is 1 over 2. So what do we know about sine? So let's write sine theta is 1 over 2. What do we know about sine, cosine, and tangent? We know that cosine theta is x over r, sine theta is y over r, and tangent theta is y over x. Very nice. So then that means this is y and this is r. and this is in the second quadrant. Okay, so let's put it in the quadrant. So this is the second quadrant. So now in the second quadrant I'm going to draw this. Okay, in the second quadrant I'm going to draw that. Alright, so y is 1, so I'm going to write y is 1. X is 2, so x is 2, so I'm going to write so y is 1, so r is 2, so I'm going to write r. So let's find the x. This is the x. So I'm going to write a square plus b square equal to c square. Now a square is 1 square plus b square we're trying to find is equal to c square is 2 square. So then b squared is 4 minus 1, so b squared is 3, so b is the square root of 3. So this is the square root of 3. Alright, so what do we know about this one then? We know this is 30 degrees. How do we know this is 30 degrees? Because pretty simple. 30, 60, 90. So this is, if this is 30, opposite to the 30 is x, and opposite to the 60 is x root 3, and opposite to the 90 is 2x. If you let x is equal to 1, then this become 2, this become 1, and this become root 3. This become root 3. Okay, so opposite to 60 is root 3, opposite to 60 is root 3. So then this must be 30, this must be 60, and this must be 90. So if this is 30, then what is this one? Alright, if this is 30, this must be 150, because 180 minus 30 degree is 150. So this must be the angle that we are looking for. Find the angle. So this angle must be 150 with respect to the x-axis. Remember, we measure the angle from the positive x-axis counterclockwise. So positive x-axis, go counterclockwise and stop, and that is 150 degree. So we solve our first problem. The first problem, the angle theta is 150 degree. Now I'm going to solve the second problem. Find the theta if tangent is -1. So tangent is -1. So I'm going to write tangent theta. Tangent theta is -1. Alright, so I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to put 1 downstairs, and tangent, as you remember, I wrote tangent theta is y over x. So this must be y, and this must be x, because tangent theta is y over x. Good. So then it has to be in a quadrant that is cosine is positive. So let's see, cosine is positive over here, and cosine is positive over here. Cosine is negative over here. What do you mean? This is cosine. This is cosine. This is cosine. This is cosine. So cosine is positive only first and fourth quadrant. So now tangent theta is -1. So -1 on the first quadrant is positive. So my only option is quadrant 4. So yeah, it is not in the first quadrant, it is in the fourth quadrant. We are 100% sure by using the reasoning. Now since we are in the fourth quadrant, we know our y. Our y is 1. Okay, now I don't have to put negative over here, because this negative is just telling us one thing, and that is to find the quadrant. We found the quadrant, now we don't have to put the negative. The x is 1, so I have to find the hypotenuse. So c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared. So c squared is equal to 1 squared plus 1 squared. So c squared is 1 plus 1. So c is square root of 2. So this is square root of 2. So what does that mean? This means this is an isosceles. What does isosceles mean? That means this one is 90, this one is 90, this one is, I'm sorry, this one is 90, this one is 90, this one is 45, and this one is 45. Okay, so 45, 45, 90 degree triangle. So then that means this is 45. This is 45. If this is 45, what is then this one? I have to measure the angle from x-axis counterclockwise, and I'm gonna move until this green, this yellow line. So I'm gonna start measuring the angle counterclockwise. Start measuring the angle counterclockwise 90. Start measuring the angle 180. Start measuring the angle 270. Start measuring the angle 350. Alright, so 350. There is other way of doing this. 360, the whole thing is 360 minus 45. This is 350. So yeah, find the angle. So we found the angle. The angle is 350 degree. 350 degree. Okay. Alright, good. Two angle theta for whose cosine is, now we have to find 2. So cosine is negative. This time is cosine is negative. Remember where cosine is negative. So I'm gonna write all cosine in red. So cosine, cosine, and cosine. This is sine. The yellow one is sine, the red one is cosine. So cosine is negative. Notice where cosine is negative. Cosine is negative in the second quadrant, and cosine is negative in the third quadrant. So we have to do the math in the second and third quadrant. Alright, so our cosine theta is negative square root of 3 over 2. So this one is our x and this one is our r. So let's go ahead and draw the quadrant, and first let's do this one. Why not? So alright, now x is square root of 3 and r is 2. We have to find the y. This is the second quadrant. Now at the same time we're going to do it on the third quadrant. So x is x is square root of 3. So x is square root of 3, and r is 2. Okay, in this case we're going to try to find this angle, and in this case we're going to try to find this angle. Okay, make sure you understand that. Always from x-axis counterclockwise. Okay, we are trying to find the resultant, this resultant from the x-axis, that's what we are trying to find. Okay, good. Alright, now let's do this one. Alright, if this is square root of 3 and this is 2, what is this one? Again, SOHCAHTOA will save you. So a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. So then a squared is square root of 3 squared plus b squared is equal to c squared is 4. So b squared is 4 minus 3, which is 1. Alright, 4 minus 3, which is 1. So b is 1. Wow, voila. So this is 1. So again, this is 30 degree. So how do you know this is 30 degree? Again, let's go to the 30, 60, 90 triangle. So this is 30 degree. If this is 30 degree, then this one must be x, and this one must be 90. So this is 2x, and this is x root 3. Now if you let x is 1, then this become 2. This becomes root 3, and this becomes just 1. Yeah, if you let x is 1. So now This is angle 30. So Jason to the 30 is root 3. Jason to 30 is root 3. Hypotenuse is 2. Hypotenuse is 2. So opposite to the 30 degree is 1. Opposite to the 30 degree is 1. So then this must be 30. So if this one is 30, if this one is 30, if this one is 30, then this must be 150. Alright, so one of the angle is, two angles we are talking about, so one of them is 150. Now let's see what is the other one. Other one, we already know this one is 1 and this is 30. Alright, so we already know that this is 30. Okay, so this is opposite to 30. Opposite to 30 is 1. Yep, so we already know that opposite to 30 is 1. So that must be opposite to 30 is 1. Now we are trying to find, don't forget that we are trying to find this angle, the x from x-axis to the resultant. What would be the angle of this one? So 180 plus 30, this is 210. So 150 and 210. Our first problem is find sine theta. So sine theta is equal to what? If cosine is negative 3 over 5 and theta is in third quadrant. So the theta is in third quadrant. So third quadrant. Alright, so we know so much. We know that this is x and this is r. Okay, so then this must be 3 and this must be 5. And a square plus b square equal to c square, Pythagorean theorem will give us this one. Will give us the y. Okay, so then a square plus b square equal to c square. Okay, so then a square, which is negative 3 square plus b square is equal to c square is 5 square. So then 9 plus b square is equal to 25. So b square is equal to 25 minus 9. So b is equal to 4. So this is 4. Alright, so this is 4. Okay, alright. Now the sine theta, if you remember correctly, sine theta is y over x. Y over x. So what is our y? Let's see what is our y. Y is 4. Y is 4. And let's see what is our x. What is our sine theta is y over r. Sine theta is y over r. So what is our r? R is 5. But we are not done yet. Remember, in the third quadrant, y is negative, x is negative, and y is negative. So then, since this 4 is y, this 4 is y, so then this should be negative. So our final answer is find sine theta. Sine theta in the third quadrant, when cosine theta is negative 3 over 5, then sine theta is negative 4 over 5. Negative 4 over 5. Cotangent theta is what? Cotangent theta is what? If tangent theta is 1 over 4. Remind you what is tangent theta. This is y and this is x. So tangent theta is y over x. And remind you what is cotangent theta. Cotangent theta is x over y. Okay, so then you're just gonna have to flip it. Alright, so what is our x? Our x is 4, so put 4 on the top. What is our y? Y is 1. So what is our answer? Our answer, we have our answer. Our answer is cotangent theta is just 4. That's our answer. Okay, now we are ready to do number C. So secant theta is what? When sine theta is negative 1 over 4. Alright, so let's remind ourselves what we have. So this is our y, and this is, so y is negative 1 and r is 4. R is 4. Okay, so second is the, so let's remind you what is sine theta. Sine theta is equal to y over r, cosine theta is x over r, and tangent theta is y over x, and cosecant theta is r over y, secant theta is r over x. So secant theta is r over x. Okay, so we have the r, r is 4, but we have to have x. We don't have x, but yeah, it's very easy. So let's see, we have some condition. Cosine has to be negative. So cosine is positive over here, cosine is positive over here, cosine is negative over here, cosine is negative over here, but it has to be in the, alright, so we have r is 4 and y is 1. Okay, so a squared plus b squared equal to c squared. Then a squared is, let's say, 1 squared plus b squared is equal to 4 squared is 16. So b squared is 16 minus 1. So b is the square root of 15. Alright, so then x is the square root of 15. Now we are trying to find out what we are trying to find out secant. So x is the square root of 15. We can definitely write as x is the square root of 15. But that's not the answer. The answer is x is negative, so we're gonna have to put negative. But that's still not the answer. We have to rationalize it. So let's put it right here. Negative 4 over the square root of 15. Multiply top and bottom by square root of 15 to rationalize it. So our final answer is negative 4 square root of 15 over 15. That's our final answer. So secant theta is this one. Sine theta, cosine theta, and tangent theta exactly for each of the following angles. So let's first find sine 210 degree. Alright, so what do we know about sine 210 degree? Sine 210 degree is, let's see what quadrant does it fall. So sine 210 falls in the third quadrant. What does that mean? That means sine 210 minus 180, that would be 30 degree. Alright, so this is 30 degree. Okay, this one is 30 degree and this one is 210 degree. Alright, so sine 210 degree is sine negative 30 degree. Alright, so that means negative sine 30 degree. What does that mean? That means if you have 30, 60 and 90, alright, so then this is 1, this is square root of 3, and this is 2. Alright, so sine 30 degree has to be y over r. So that means negative y is 1 and r is 2. So sine 30 degree is negative 1/2 That means sine 280 degree is negative 1/2. Okay, that's the first problem. So problem number 2, now we're going to do, this is the first one. This is A. Now we're going to do B. B is cosine 210. So now we're going to do cosine 210. Cosine 210 is also in third quadrant. So this is cosine 210. So this must be cosine 30. Alright, if that is so, then this is 30, then this is 30, then this is 1, this is root 3, and this is 2. So cosine 220 is is negative cosine 30. That means it's because the cosine is also negative over here. That means this is cosine is x over r. So negative x is root 3 and r is 2. So that means B is cosine 210 is negative square root of 3/2. Okay, now we're gonna find tangent. So tangent 210. Tangent 210 degree is equal to sine 210 and cosine 210 is equal to negative 1/2 negative square root of 3/2 is equal to negative 1/2 times we're going to flip that. So 2 is square root of 3, there is a negative here, 2 to cancel, negative negative positive, so 1/, square root of 3, 1/, square root of 3. So you're going to rationalize it, square root of 3 and square root of 3, so is square root of 3/3. So tangent 210 is equal to square root of 3/3. Okay, so now you're going to solve the (240). Okay, now first we're going to solve sine 240, negative 240. So sine negative 240. So let's see, negative 240, where does 240 fall? So 240 fall somewhere here. So this is 240. So that means this is, well, be careful, negative 240. So we have to come from the opposite direction. Alright, so 240 we have to come from opposite direction. This is negative 90, this is negative 180, this is negative 240. So this is negative 240. Alright, so 360 and 240. So this is 120. So this is 120. Okay, good. Alright, we don't need to know that. So what we do need to know is this one. This one. Alright, so this one is 60. We need to know this one only. So this one is 60. So we need to know this is 60 and this is, if this is 60, this is root 3 and this is 1 and this is 2. Okay, because this is 30 degree. Opposite to 30 degree is 1 and opposite to 90 degree is 2. Okay, so then you have here the, in quadrant 2, cosine is positive and cosine is negative and sine is positive.
Okay, so then sine negative 240 is equal to sine 240. Then that is equal to sine 60. That is equal to sine 60 is equal to y. So what is y? Y is root 3. R is 2. Okay, so that's our answer. So sine 60 is so the other one is sine negative 240 is equal to square root of 3 over 2. Now you're going to do cosine negative 240. So now we're going to do cosine negative 240 and let's see what happens. So cosine negative 240. Cosine negative 240. So again 240 is right here. So that means this is negative 240. That means this one is 60. That means this is 60, this is 30. So opposite to the 60 is root 3, opposite to the 30 is 1, opposite to the 90 is 2. So then, and the second quadrant, cosine is negative, sine is positive. So this must be negative. So negative cosine 60. So the negative x is 1 and y is r is 2. So then b is cosine negative 240 is equal to negative 1/2. Alright, now we're going to do d, which is tangent. So now tangent negative 240 is equal to sine negative 240 and cosine negative 240, which is sine negative 240 is square root of 3 over 2 and cosine negative 240 is negative 1 over 2, which is square root of 3 over 2 times negative 1 over 2 over 1. So 2 to cancel, so the answer is negative square root of 3. So tangent negative 240 is negative square root of 3. Okay, now the last one. Now we're going to solve the last one. Last one is 675. So now we're going to do 675, and that is sine 675. So sine 675. So 675, 665, 1 and 315. So 315. So which is equal to sine 315. So where is sine 3, which is equal to sine 315? So where is sine 315? Sine 315 is right here. So this is sine. So this is sine 315. So that means this is 45. This is 45. Okay. So we are talking about 45 degree angle this time. So 45. So this is 45. If this is 45, then this must be 1. This must be 1. This must be square root of 2. And in fourth quadrant, sine is positive, but cosine is negative. All right. So we know everything now. Okay. So sine 315 is equal to sine negative 45, sine negative 45, which is equal to negative sine 45, which is equal to negative y over r. So y is 1, r is square root of 2. So then we're going to multiply top and bottom by square root of 2. So that's going to give us negative square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so we got that. So A is sine 675 is equal to negative square root of 2 over 2. Now we're going to find cosine 675. So cosine 675 is equal to cosine 315 is equal to this is 315 degree, so this must be negative 45 degree from here, from clockwise. So then again, so this is 45 degree, this is 1, this is 1, this is square root 2. Third quadrant, sine, cosine is positive, sine is negative. So now we are talking about the cosine. So this is positive. So cosine 315 is equal to x. So x is 1 over r. R is square root 2. So square root 2 and square root 2. So that would be square root 2 over 2. So b is cosine 675 is square root 2 over 2. Now we're gonna find tangent. So the tangent 675 is equal to sine 675 is equal to cosine 675 is equal to negative square root 2 over 2 I square root 2 over 2, and that is negative square root 2 over 2 times, you flip them, so 2 goes up, square root 2 to cancel, 2 to cancel, so negative 1. So negative 1. So the bottom of the story is C tangent 675 is equal to negative 1, and this is the answer for this is the answer for this is the answer for this one, this is the answer for this one, this is the answer for this one.
Next trigonometric problem. For each of the following angle, draw them in standard position. Choose a specific point on the terminal side of theta and find the exact value of sine, cosine, and tangent when the angle is 5 pi over 6, 315 degree, or 270 degree. And sometime we're gonna use what do you call unit circle to show you how you can also use unit circle, but most of the time we're gonna use right triangle because maybe you don't have access to unit circle, so you have to really understand how to use the right triangle. So let's do the first one, and let's convert this when theta is 5 pi over 6. So I want to show you first how you convert it to the degree. So 180 over pi. So this is how you can convert it to the degree. Pi cancels, 6 goes to 180 30 times, so is 150 degree. Alright, so what do we know about this one? We know about this one that this is 150 degree. Okay, how that gonna supposed to help us? Well, we know that 150 degree is in the second quadrant, that's for sure. So this is 150 degree. All right, so then what is this one? We want to know, as I said, we're gonna use the right triangle. So this must be then 30. So then if I put over here, this is 30, and then this is 60, then opposite to the 30 is 1, opposite to the 60 is square root of 3, and opposite to the 90 is 2. And this is square root of 3. Alright, then first we're gonna do sine. So sine is sine theta, or in this case sine 150 degree. 150 degree is y over r. Okay, so we know what is y, and we also know, since it is second quadrant, sine is positive. So here sine is cosine is positive, sine is positive. Here cosine is negative, but sine is positive. So this is positive, and y is 1, so 1, and r is 2. Okay, so we got the first one, and that is sine 150 degree is
half, 1 over 2. Okay, all right, so now let's do the next one. Next one is cosine. Cosine, since this is, we already know this is 150 degree, then cosine 150 degree, cosine 150 degree is what? Okay, so that's what we try to find. So cosine 150 degree is negative cosine 30 degree. Okay, all right, so and let's take it to the second quadrant. So this is 30. Okay, then if this is 30, this is 1, and this is square root of 3, and this is 2. Okay, so what do we know about the cosine? Cosine is negative in the second quadrant. Cosine is negative in the second quadrant, and sine is positive in the second quadrant. So it has to be a negative x over r. So all right, so then negative, what is the value of cosine? Value of cosine is the square root of 3. Negative is square root of 3. R is 2. Okay, so we know about cosine 150 degree is negative square root of 3 over 2. Okay, now we're going to do tangent. All right, so tangent 150 degree is equal to sine 150 degree cosine 150 degree. So sine 150 degree is half, and cosine 150 degree is the square root of 3 over 2. So 1 over 2 times 2 over the square root of 3. So 2 to cancel. So it is 1 over the square root of 3. Now I have to rationalize it. So square root of 3 and the square root of 3. So that gives us a square root of 3 over 3. Alright, so tangent 150 is square root of 3 over 3. Alright, so we're done with the first one. We are done with the first one. First one is this. Now we're going to do the second one. Second one, let's see, this is the second one. So first we're going to do it sine 315. Let's, for the first time, I'm going to use the unit circle. And okay, so this is my unit circle, and theta 335 is, this is 335. This is 335. So 335 is this one. If this is 335, then this must be negative 45. Okay, the clockwise is negative 45, counterclockwise is 315, and 315 is sine 315 is negative square root of 2 over 2. But hey, what if you don't have access to unit circle? Then you have to use the right triangle. So let's turn it to a right triangle. So sine 315 is equal to negative sine 45 degree. Why negative sine 45 degree? Because this is in the fourth quadrant, and fourth quadrant cosine is positive but sine is negative. All right, so then that means sine negative 45 degree is equal to negative y over r. So what is negative y? So let's create the right triangle. So this is 45. Okay, this is 90, and this is also 45. So this is 1, this is 1, this is the square root of 2. So now I want to know the y, and this is my y. So it's negative 1. Okay, and I also want to know the r. This is my r. So this is the square root of 2. However, I want to rationalize it, square root of 2. So I want to rationalize it by multiplying top by bottom by square root of 2. So negative square root of 2 over 2. Okay, so this is our cosine, this is our sine, this is our sine 315. Sine 315 is equal to negative square root of 2 over 2. Okay, now we are heading to cosine. 315. Cosine 315. Okay, so cosine, remember we are solving this one. So cosine 315 is equal to cosine, you can cosine 45. Why cosine 45? Because over here in the fourth quadrant, cosine is positive and sine is negative. So yeah, cosine is positive over here. So cosine 45 is x over r. Okay, so what is x? All right, let's put the put it in a right triangle. So if I have a right triangle, then this is my 45 degree. So this is 1, this is 1, this is square root of 2. All right, so my x is 1. So my x is 1, and my r is square root of 2. So square root of 2. So the cosine tangent, so tangent 315 is equal to tangent 315 is equal to negative sine 45 degree and positive cosine 45 degree. So negative sine 45 degree is, we already know, negative square root of 2 over 2, and positive is square root of 2 over 2. So square root of 2 over 2 times is 2 square root of 2. So this cancel, this cancel, so negative 1. So tangent 315 is equal to negative 1. Okay, so we're almost done. So now we're going to do the last one. And what is our last one? The last one is theta is equal to, this is our last one. So now cosine theta, sine theta is equal to 270. So I want to show you the unit circle tells us that the sine 270 is negative 1. But we know that sine 270 is y over r. So what is y? Y is negative 1 and r is 1. So it is negative 1. Alright? So let's see cosine 270. Cosine 270 is x over r. So x is 0. X is 0. So x is 0. X is 0. So 0 over r. So 0 over r is 0. Okay. R is, we know that in the unit circle r is 1. Now tangent could be tricky. Tangent theta or tangent 270 is equal to y over x. So y is negative 1 and x is 0. So that's anything divided by 0 is undefined. Alright, so tangent 270.